I'm on a quest to find music and art. Supporting local talent is the place I start. Yeah, this is our culture, the place to be. Games, books, arts and crafts and jewelry. This the Guardians of the Geekery. 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 And now for today's episode of Guardians of the Geekery with your hosts, Matt, Carol, and Joey.
All right, Guardians of the Geekery Market edition. Of course, Geekery Market coming at you when Saturday, November 9th at the Cabarrus Arena Event Center, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., 30,000 square feet of geeky goodness and over 2,000 plus parking spaces. Nuts. You actually can park and not have to hunt for parking spaces, which is a big thing these days. And, of course, our charity partner is Second Harvest Food Bank. Please bring a canned good or a non-perishable item for them. They do great work helping folks in these tough times make sure they get food and substance. Awesome. But, hey, we're very excited. First time, Nikki Fox, Creative Embers, coming to us. Woo, welcome.
Ooh, brand new vendor.
Yay!
Yeah.
New this year.
Welcome to the family.
Yes.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about what Creative Embers is and what you'll be bringing into the market. I know you have a lot of beautiful stuff behind you, but describe some of it for our audio listeners too. So
during 2020, we were all trapped in our houses, and I was bored out of my mind. So like everybody else, instead of baking bread, I started burning things. I started out with one of the little regulated plug-in pins, and it grew, and it's everywhere, and I love making it, and people seem to love it, so I started selling it, and that's pretty much how we ended up here. One thing I did notice is burning art's amazing, it's fun, but let's be honest, there's only so much room to put it in your house. I mean, there's only so many walls to hang things on, and most people like things to have a theme so that, you know, everything kind of goes together. So what I've tried to do is curate lots of items that could be wood burned, that could be used for different reasons. I have Lazy Susans, excuse me. For some reason I call them Lazy Susans. I have all kinds of boxes. I have dice boxes. I have just storage boxes. I have trays. Let's see here. I've started making clocks of all things from scratch. So it's just a creative outlet for me that I really enjoy, and I'm happy that people enjoy buying them and enjoying the things that I make.
I even saw in your Instagram, I'm trying to find, Ouija board. That's pretty awesome.
Yes, I've made like 15, 20 of those.
Wow.
I was working with a friend of mine who has a witch Etsy store, and Ouija boards were something people were looking for, so customized Ouija boards.
Nice.
that's
That
awesome.
is actually kind of interesting. Do you sell the planchette too, or do you just sell the board itself?
I have planchettes to actually burn and sim with it.
Sweet.
Yes.
That will go over very well.
You can think of as long as I can get it in an unfinished wood, because I can't burn through stain and I can't burn through poly.
Yeah, that would be a little bit chemically unwise to do.
It's also not fun to burn anything with that on it. The whole burnability of it just goes. A lot of my stuff is not stained. I do stain some, but when you stain, you lose detail. There's no way around it. I have tried every technique I can come up with. I'm on several groups. It's just something you lose. You lose a bit of detail when you stain.
So were you an artist beforehand?
Beautiful.
Were you an artist beforehand, were you an artist beforehand, or this is just something you picked up and it's like, I'm just going to burn stuff? I understand the feeling.
You know, one of the other vendors and I are really close friends. As a matter of fact, she was the surrogate for my son. So she crochets. She's going to have a crochet market. She's teaching me to crochet, and you know, we're exchanging crafts basically.
That's actually pretty awesome too. Have a little craft swap. Not actually swapping the items, but swapping the knowledge of crafts.
I'm currently trying to learn how to make the little animals, and so far I got mad last night and put it back on my desk and walked away.
Yeah,
Crocheters out there is not an easy thing.
it's not. No, it's also something that can't be replicated machine-wise, like knitting. So, if you ever see something crocheted, it was done by hand.
Yep, exactly. But like I said, I can't even tell you if I have a favorite piece here. There's just so much. I mean, I really got into coasters. My husband's from Ireland, so we go over there quite often. They're really big on coasters because they drink so much tea. So I've got many coasters too. Door hangers.
Well, bring some up to the camera for us and show some of us.
This is one of my favorites. Very simple clock.
Oh, Alice in Wonderland, yes.
Alice in Wonderland. I was wondering what the theme of that clock was. And now I see the Cheshire Cat. That's actually pretty awesome.
And it has just got a hanger on the back of it. And it's super light. And it's actually been hanging on my wall because when I make a clock, I test it for a couple hours to make sure it's keeping time properly and there's no issues with it. So they hang really well.
That's a good thing.
Don't have any issues. All you need is a nail. Another one that I really like here. This is a Grogu clock.
Oh, so precious.
That was very enjoyable to make. This is one of my favorites. It came out very creative. Feathers.
Ooh.
Oh.
That's awesome.
And then the little two plain, so I found some really pretty colorful that kind of matches everything. Leash buttons. I apologize. My dog has decided he wants to play in the middle of this. And of course, the size drawers, which have felt in the bottom of them.
Oh, wow.
So you can use it as a jewelry box. This has actually been a super popular thing I've sold for dice boxes for D&D players. So you can keep all their dice boxes, their dice in one or two drawers, and their minis in the bottom. So all their stuff is together.
Wow. So many things. Wow.
This is one of my favorites. It came out very, very cute. It's the Inside Out.
Oh, cool. The Inside Out crew.
The Inside Out crew. It came out very adorable.
So you have just a little bit of all of the fandoms there.
These are trays.
Trays, okay. Yeah.
Trays. That's one from my witchy stage, I will say. This has been a super popular pattern because everybody loves the Tree of Life.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful.
That is really nice.
But then I go, well, I really wish I had showed them that. There's just so much. There's boxes of every size. Got some Star Wars stuff. We have coaster with baby squirrel with a spoon. We have droids.
Ah,
BB-8, yeah.
love it.
I love the fact that the stuff you make has like additional uses. It's just not decor. It has actually is functional.
I love this one. I made it twice because I made it the first time and I dropped it and broke it.
Oh, no.
Oh no! Is that a wine box?
It's a Alice in Wonderland wine box.
Yeah, that is awesome.
Drink me.
Semi-precious Indonesian Jasper Stone over to pull up. And it's also been filtered. It is
That's awesome.
You put a bottle of wine in it so it'll stabilize.
Well done.
Yeah.
I love that the neck part is 2 parts, so you can pull it apart. I was like, I would be the one trying to jam it in there.
Cheap and easy. There's just little things like if your kid just wants something to put, if the kid comes up and wants something to put the doors, stitch. This is the way. Dragon. Any random thing you might think it might be. The one thing about my pieces is I get bored after I make it the first time, so generally I only make one of each.
Oh,
so
wow.
you're getting
So remember, people, if you see it on her table and you want it, best pick it up because this is going to sell to somebody else.
If it's a door hanger or a coaster or something, I might remake it because those are simple things. But I can't promise you I will, because sometimes there's just one or two that they're annoying for one reason or the other. They either have way too much color in them and they're very deep, they're very intricate and annoying, or it's just every time I draw that thing, I'm wondering whether I'm going to get it right, because nothing looks the same. You never know how your burner's going to go. You never know where a notch in the wood's going to be a little bit harder, harder to burn or burn too fast. So it's an interesting situation. Sometimes you have to adapt to make it work.
Yeah.
That's being an artist.
We're really doing.
My brother was very much into wood burning, and in fact, for our wedding, I had asked him if he would burn. Matt and I have a wedding crest, and he said he did it for us and everything, but even the staining and the coloring and trying to keep things in the lines and trying to keep it looking good, it's a challenge. It's a special skill. It's not just tracing like people would like to think. It's which direction you're stroking the burning pen in and all sorts of other stuff that really you can tell. So, but I get that, where it's like, okay, I've done that. Now I want to do something different. I don't want to do 27 of these. So
yeah.
Accepted to the market. I'm like, oh God, what am I going to do? I got in. What am I going to do? And a friend of mine's like, these coasters you're making with Star Wars stuff, and you should just make these and sell these. And I'm like, I do not want to burn Star Wars over and over and over and over again. I love Star Wars. It's not that entertaining.
Yeah.
So, I mean, one of the ones I'm working on right now that I just got, I actually had to get a stencil because I'm not great with horses, is horses and horseshoes that I'm working on, some boxes and stuff. I've got a couple more clocks I'm working on. I'm a stay-at-home mom. So if my kid lets me work, and he loves to draw, he's 3, and his favorite thing is to draw and to color. So we sit there and we just craft time together.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Have you ever thought of burning his artwork? Have you ever thought of burning his artwork?
Oh, he has. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Spider Thomas or Choo Choo Charles. They are nightmare fuel versions of Thomas the Train and James from Thomas the Train, with spider legs and like teeth, and it's terrifying. But my kid decided that this was his favorite thing in the world. He's been obsessed with it for a whole year. He comes up to me and begs me, Mommy, will you please make me a Spider or a Choo Choo Charles clock? It's on my Instagram and my Facebook if anybody's interested in seeing it. He asked me 4 times. I'm like, I'm not burning a spider train. This is ridiculous. But on the 4th time, I just couldn't do it anymore. So I literally took the cutesy versions and put the horrible version in the middle, and I managed to make Choo Choo Charles cute. I'm not sure how I did it, but it was actually kind of adorable.
I'm going to tell you.
Just about anything. I just finished.
That's awesome. I'm just going to say I've never seen this before, but on your Instagram, I've never seen any kind of merchandise or anything. Bewitched TV show.
Oh yeah, I
Samantha
was just
on
looking
the
at that. The
broom.
Samantha on the broom was like, oh my god.
I've just never seen anything. I mean, I watched that reruns on repeat like a million times growing up, so that's awesome. Yeah.
Oh, I loved it growing up too. I mean, it was just one of those good shows that you put on in the afternoon
Yeah.
when you're getting ready, home from school and doing homework. No, I feel you. It's just,
Wow.
it's cute, really cute.
Really good.
And sometimes you come up with the cutest little. I mean, it's just great. I've got some pieces I wish I had grabbed before the interview. Like, I found some notebooks that actually have wood covers. They're sketchbooks. So I've got 2 steampunk sketchbooks done. I need to put them up on the site, but I need to seal them first. So, I mean, I'm always on the lookout for something new to try to do because, I mean, I want people to enjoy my art, but I want them to go home and enjoy my art, not put it on the wall or put it in a closet and find a place to put it.
Yeah.
As someone who attends a great many conventions, I have a closet full of art that I haven't framed yet. And I hate to do that. I want to, celebrate artists and I want to buy their stuff, but sometimes it's difficult to get it wall space and all of it framed. So I love the functional art where it's like, oh gosh, coasters, that you use those, or a clock, you use that. So it's always great when it's beautiful and it's functional.
Some of them have mirrors and inserts in the jewelry boxes that have places to hold your earrings and pull out the inserts. You put their stuff in the bottom. It's functional, and just I try not to buy cheap stuff. I buy nicer stuff, which relates to my prices. So I actually, like I was just saying, I've just finished a commission for what I'm calling is a personal box. The person was Wiccan, and they wanted something to keep their altar tools in. And they're like, well, I have 5 dogs, and I have, I really like ravens, and I really like the symbol. So we took all those pieces and put it together on one big box to hold all of her stuff. And it turned out really beautiful. And it's something when she sees it, she thinks of herself, and she, it's some type of thing that actually represents her. So that was really fun. I enjoyed doing that. So, I mean, honestly, more than anything, I love people. I'm very extroverted, and I love to talk to people. So making things for people makes me happy.
And I definitely think that's kind of the advantage of the market and being able to come, because you're able to get things that are truly one of a kind. Maybe because the artist is like, I did that, I'm never doing it again. But sometimes it's one of a time because they do it as a commission where you tell them the things that you're looking for. I really love frogs and dandelions. And so you make a box that's covered with frogs and please, my listeners, I do not like frogs and dandelions. I was pulling things out of thin air. Please do not get me frogs and dandelion things. But, if that's what you're into, you can, or like somebody's really into mushrooms, or somebody's really into Star Wars or whatever, but maybe they're into Star Wars, but they're also into My Hero Academia and kind of combine it, or Alice in Wonderland, where it's like you can combine some of those things onto a single piece and really make it something that nobody else is going to have. So, and I'm a big person about that. I am the person that hates when I walk in the room, and especially as a plus size person, it's sometimes a challenge. And you see other people wearing the same shirt as you, or the same jacket as you, or whatever. It's like, unless it's a planned thing, like we all decided to go buy the same shirt, I do not want to show up to an event and be concerned that other people are going to be wearing what I'm wearing. Even more so in my house, etc. I want my decorations to be something that reflects Matt and I in a personal way, as opposed to just walking into a cookie cutter Pottery Barn situation where it's like, oh, that's page 17 of the catalog, so.
You reminded me of something. Let me grab something and show you. My niece was over last week. The only reason I have this piece is because my niece forgot to take it home with her, or with them, excuse me. Yeah, I apologize. And they wanted to build this to go in their room.
Oh, that is
Oh, how cool. It does have frogs on it for my audience. But it's
But it turned out really pretty. I mean, we even had piggy banks.
So there you
well,
go.
there you
Yeah,
go.
Just
something for the entire family.
little piggy banks.
Hey.
Oh, how cute.
Oh, very cool.
So the recipe boxes. This is one of my favorites too. Oh,
Oh man.
I went ahead and put separators and everything in there for you, so you can start putting the recipes in there. But yeah, like I said, just a little bit of everything. Apologize again for the dogs.
No worries. We've got dogs and cats and everything in here.
I'm surprised my cats haven't made an appearance again.
She's
So.
my favorite cat ever. She's inside outside cat, so she comes in to bring us gifts. Other than that, she sleeps there.
So my cats are indoor cats, and yeah, they're usually like, "Oh, mom's talking on the computer. Let's go bug her.
Yeah.
Let's get her butts on the screen."
We've told this story before, but when we lost power during that horrible storm a while ago, I came over and worked side by side with Carol, and she forgot to tell me that I'm not allowed to put any calls on speakerphone because one of her cats does not like
Artemis
speakerphone.
does not like speakerphone.
Just came over and just knocked the phone right off the table. It was like, we're not doing that. So
I was petting her, and she heard that speakerphone. She's like, "Wait a minute." And she just doesn't like the speakerphone. I don't know what Artemis's problem with, but
mine are just, it's all about the cat is the most well-behaved creature in the house. The dogs are, I've got one sitting in my lap right now. This is my other one.
Aw.
Oh, hello. Hello.
Schnauzer. He is the neediest dog you'll ever meet. The moment you walk in the door, it doesn't matter if he has never met you, he's in your lap.
Oh.
Please pet.
Well, Angel just assumes everybody.
The Yorkie.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then the Yorkie has nothing to do with anybody but me and my husband and my mother. That's it. It's 3 people.
Our puppy Angel just assumes everybody's there to see her. And if you're not there to see her, that's when she gets stressed out. She's like, why are they not petting me?
Well, why are you here if you're not here to see me?
Exactly.
And then when Carol comes over, she always assumes that I'm going on a trip. So she's like, why is Carol here? I don't want Carol to be here. She's going to take Mom away. So.
Oh, yeah, when the suitcases come out, ours start acting. They know we don't, every time we go somewhere, it's either for 5 days or a month. So the whole atmosphere of the house drops.
Yeah, because they can tell you're about to go on a trip. So Matt's getting choked up at the very thought of it. So, so you are accepting pre-orders for your stuff. So if anybody sees something that they like, especially where you're only doing 1 or 2 of a kind, they need to make sure that they go ahead and order from you.
Order quickly.
In advance, or lock it in, because there's a good chance that it may not be there when you arrive if you just wait. And again, we say this every episode, but Geek Math, if you pre-order it and pay for it before you get there, it's like it's free when you go to pick it up.
You
already paid for it. So then you have lots of
or a baby shower coming up, a wedding or something like that. Like one big thing I do is name plates for new babies with like the theme of the nursery on it, so that you can display the name you picked for your child out, when people come over and see the nursery and stuff like that. Like graduation boxes or wedding memory boxes. I've done a lot of those. So anything like that, if you will shoot me an email, what I'll do is I'll get an idea of what you want. I will mock it up for you, which is basically where I trace it out. and let you take a look at it. The last person, they didn't like the font I used. They wanted their name on the box. They just didn't like the font I used for their name. So we just took it off and changed it to the font she wanted. She literally sent me the font she wanted, and I traced it off. So, like I said, you basically lived the process with me, because I don't want to send you something or bring you something that you don't want. So be assured, if you're going to commission something, you're gonna walk through it with me.
Awesome.
That's amazing. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for showing us everything and joining us today.
Yeah.
We're happy to welcome you to the market.
Yes.
Yeah, like I said, I was so excited when I got accepted. One of your other people, Lips by Liz, reached out to me, and they're like, they're asking for a wood burner. Come on, you can do it. And I'm like, well, let me apply and see, because at that point I didn't have a page or anything. I was just, I had a girlfriend that was selling my stuff at stores and on her website. So
yeah. So we do have
stepping out.
We do have a couple different people that deal with wood, but yours is, specific to what you do and is more functional. We do have an artist that he does comic book style images, but it's all wood burn, but he's drawing it and everything, and it's all plaques. And then we do have a couple people that do like where they draw it, but then a machine actually etches it and mixes it into those like balsa wood boxes that you can assemble and stuff. So it's all very different stuff.
Yeah, they're really nice.
Yeah.
They're really nice. I mean, and I've actually been looking through and seeing who else we got in here wood burning. The comic guy's super talented. It's beautiful.
Yes.
I've seen his stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I wish I had his drawing technique.
Exactly.
Mine improves the more I go. I mean, because I was not a drawer before I started burning. So it's improving as I go.
But that's what makes it so much fun, is that each thing is like, we really try to jury it. So it's like, if you can go and pick something up from Nikki and it's functional, it's something you can put on the wall, it's known characters, it's known concepts and everything like that, then you can go over and check out what Basil is doing at Red Dog, and he does more of the dice towers and stuff, but his is all, he designs it, but then it's etched by a machine, and then you've got James that does the artwork and everything, and then we've got like homemade tinkering where he literally builds the wood himself. And it's like three.
That talented. That's awesome.
Yeah. But it's like
expand into that.
Yeah, so like during COVID, he wasn't doing the shows as much, and we bought a house in the middle of COVID because that's fun, trying to, go with masking and all that kind of stuff and see houses and all that kind of thing. But our fireplace came with a open area. It almost looks like a pizza oven because the actual fireplace is up high, and then below it is like a wood box area, and it was just open, and he built us the boxes to go in there, like milk crate like boxes, and then drew the tree of life on them from Lord of the Rings, so the trees of Aragon. So but it's like all wood, all very different things, which is what's so cool. So that's what I love about the Geekery market, is that you can go and see such a wide variety of things. And like you said, a lot of times you want to buy all this stuff and you run out of wall space. So the fact that you have such very practical items that people can utilize and use. And, you think about it, you give somebody a bottle of wine, they drink it, hopefully, and then it's gone. But they've got that wine box from you forever, and they can put other things, or they can pass it on, and it just becomes another gift in and of itself. So it's so much fun. So, well, Nikki, thank you so much. We can't wait to see you in a couple of months. Welcome to the market. And we will put the link to Creative Embers in our show notes. And you can also check her out at geekerymarket.com. And we'll have a link to her Instagram and other locations over there so that you can go and see it all. So make sure to check that out. But thank you so much, and we'll see you in a couple months. So.
Yeah, I look forward to seeing it, Tony.
Bye-bye.
That was an episode of Guardians of the Geekery. Thank you for listening. Check us out at guardiansofthegeekery.com and stay tuned for more content.